How's it going, everyone? Mega Man here with some quick tech for the Berserker. I'm going to be showing you a light parry punish that I believe the Berserker has had since launch, but it has been undiscovered up until this point. And this punish is fairly advanced and also pretty situational, but I'll explain more after I show you how to do it. So up until now, Berserker really didn't have a unique light parry punish that was any different than his heavy parry punish, because if he parried a heavy attack, he could get his starting top heavy, which does 38 damage, and that's his most damaging basic attack. And so after a bit of testing, I was able to figure out this. So the way this works is that you have to intentionally miss the light attack follow-up after a parry, which is that really quick light attack that Berserker does, and then you go into the top heavy finisher. If you time it correctly, your opponent will be staggered for just enough time for the top heavy to connect with them. Now there are a few variables that affect whether or not this punish will work, and the first of which is that if your opponent does a top light attack and they have a permanent guard, they will be able to block the top heavy finisher. Now the next important variable to this punish is that you either have to be holding backwards or actively backing up when you input your parry. Now you need to do this because you have to create space from your opponent before you do the light attack. If you don't create the space, the light attack will just kind of zoom in on them and hit them, which will stop their parry stagger and make it so your top heavy finisher is not guaranteed. And this leads into the final variable of this punish, which is that you cannot do this punish on short range attacks. Now I picked Valkyrie here because she has a perfect example, because she has both long range attacks with her javelin and also short range attacks with her side light finisher, which is her shield bash. Because it's a short range attack, you cannot physically create the space that you need to in the short amount of time that you have when you parry her attack. Now because this punish does not work against short range attacks, this means it will not work against certain characters. And those characters are Conqueror, Peacekeeper, Centurion, Warlord, Berserker, Shaman, and Shinobi. All of these characters are very close to you when they do their light attacks, and it is impossible to create the distance between them. Now I want to talk about a few character specific notes when it comes to this punish. So against Nobushi, if you parry her light attack at her max distance, you actually do not need to hold backwards when you input the light attack. In fact, holding backwards will actually cause you to be out of range, and your top heavy finisher will completely miss. So in this matchup, when you parry her light attack at that max distance, just press the light attack and then go into the top heavy finisher. It should connect, and the light attack will miss because of how far you are from her already. Now this does cut out one of those annoying variables against Nobushi, but of course she does have a permanent guard still, so if she does a top light, you will not be able to get the punish. Now this next note is something I've covered in a previous video, but I'll go over it again just to clarify things. So against Shugoki, if you parry a side light attack and he has his passive armor active, you can do the light attack follow-up and then go into the top heavy finisher, and he will not be able to block it. Now this happens because of a weird interaction between parry attacks and Shugoki's armor. So I guess the game considers Berserker's light attack follow-up to be a parry attack. So what happens is you parry Shugoki's light attack, you do your parry attack, and he continues to be staggered from the parry, which allows you to follow up with an additional attack. Now because Shugoki has a permanent guard, if he does a top light, you cannot get the top heavy finisher on him. So what you can do instead is do the light attack, feint a side heavy into a guard break, and then follow up from there. Anyways guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you all learned something new. And I know this isn't the most practical tech, but I'm sure someone out there who's really good with Berserker can truly take advantage of this. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think about this tech in the comments, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.